With your hosts, Andrew Romanella.
White world. Regular people should be in the Olympics so you can see how actually hard what some of these people are doing are. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of The Rome Show here on 12ouncesports.com and Dingo TV channel 217. I am your host, Andrew Romanella. I got you for the next 30 minutes and change. We got a good show for you today, a really good show for you today. We are hitting the gamut of sports, and I'm excited for you. I hope you're excited for me. The Rome Show, on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of the things. Follow us wherever you want to follow us. 12 Ounce Sports is our fearless leader. If you want to get in on the action, just comment on the YouTube, and it can come up to me on the show. So that's awesome. So comment there, and we can have a good little conversation about sports today. So we got tennis on the docket. Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, a little WNBA. We're going to go around Major League Baseball, and then we provide you some daily bananas for the people. So stay with us for all 30 and share it with a friend as we ask everybody to do. So let's start in tennis. Okay, and I've had this conversation on air before, and I think it's going to sound a little familiar, but it is, again, another example we are about to give you of fans in sports feeling like they can say or do whatever they want, okay? And so here is your story, and it's wild, too, because if you were listening to the show at the end yesterday, if you missed it, the Rome Show podcast, wherever you get your podcast, I tried to make a pick in women's tennis in round one of the U.S. Open. I took Caroline Garcia over Renata Zarazua. And Garcia, who, as I've read up a little bit more on, has won a lot in her career on the World Tennis Tour, did not play very well and lost in straight sets to Renata, ending her U.S. Open. So I read this story yesterday about how Caroline Garcia was very disturbed by some of the things that people were saying to her on her social media accounts because she lost this tennis match in the first round of the U.S. Open. And I'm going to read you, and I'll throw them up on the screen here in a second. I'm going to read you and show you these comments. And it's disturbing. And yet again, we find ourselves in a situation where something that should be fun and entertaining turns disturbing and sad. And it should never, ever get there. And in these comments, as you see on the screen, this was a tweet put out by Caroline Garcia. In these comments, Garcia alludes to legal sports betting as the reason why she believes fans have gotten so aggressive in sports over the years. Here's what Garcia had to say. These are some of the messages I received lately after losing some matches, just a few of them. There's hundreds. And now being 30 years old, although they hurt, because at the end of the day, I'm just a normal girl working hard and trying my best. It really worries me when I think about younger players coming up that have to go through this, people that still haven't developed fully as a human and that really might be affected by this hate. And sometimes when we receive these messages, we are already emotionally destroyed after a tough loss. They can be damaging. Many before me have raised the subject and still no progress has been made. We continue on. Social media platforms don't help prevent it. Despite AI being in a very advanced position, tournaments and the apart keeps partnering with betting companies, which keep attracting new people to unhealthy betting. The days of cigarette brands sponsoring sports are long gone. Yet we are promoting betting companies which actively destroy the lives of some people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they should be banned, as people are free to do whatever they want with their money, but maybe we should not promote them. Also, if someone decided to say this to me in public, he could have legal issues. So why online we are free to do anything? Shouldn't we reconsider anonymity? I can't even say that word. Anonymity? I sound like Finding Nemo. Anonymity. Anyways, that word online. And then I'm not going to finish reading the rest of what she said, but I'm just going to pop up some of the tweets that were sent to her. Like, just take a quick second. This is disturbing. Like, the fact that anybody in their right mind would ever think that it's okay to speak to somebody this way because they lost a tennis match is disturbing. One of them, a clown belongs in the circus. What? You are a piece of bleep. Another one, I hope your mom dies soon. And then the last one that she put up was, you should consider, and then it's like the squirt gun emoji, yourself. I'm sorry, but there is just absolutely no room in the world for this right here. And we've talked about this a multitude of times on this show. Fans think they can say and do whatever they want to athletes. Why? And how is it this? How is that your thought process? How are you that messed up in the head that you're like, I'm going to tell their athlete that I hope their parent passes away because I'm so mad that they lost this tennis match? I got an idea. Why don't you call 1-800-GAMBLER helpline and realize if that's the reason? And if by the way, if you're actually just a fan of her playing tennis, like if you're sending this message to her and you didn't have bananas on this game, then you really need some help. You really, like, no one in their right mind should ever send a message like this to an athlete. But if you're doing that just purely with no financial loss or gain on it, to her point, like people, and if people are just doing that, like, they're messed up. And then because people are putting money on these matches and they have an investment financially, they then feel like they can say or do whatever they want. This is not how this works. And I get it. You could just say, oh, we'll tell her not to be on social media anymore. That's not the answer. The answer is not tell the person that's getting verbally and mentally attacked over a sporting event that they should just walk away from that platform. No, we should correct these people. And I went on a rant yesterday about how I got banned from Facebook, and I had to create a whole new Facebook and a whole new Instagram. And then again, Facebook shuts me down yesterday. And I say to myself, what's going on here? And it's like, you know what? Am I that mad at them for taking an extra precaution? Like, at the end of the day, this can't exist. Like, these people should right now, because everyone's monitoring everything. Like, let's call a spade a spade. These people should never, ever be able to use a social media platform ever again across the board. Twitter, X, Facebook, TikTok, it doesn't matter. If you're going to spew that on the internet via social media, when you have a free platform to say what you would like, and believe me, everybody gets frustrated on those platforms. Everyone says things that piss them off. I was reading my tweets yesterday. One tweet about the highway, another tweet about people driving slow, traffic, like all. I get frustrated, but to attack people, to use the platform to essentially make people miserable, verbally, mentally, emotionally, that's disturbing. And I just can't handle it anymore. It's a sporting event. And if you can't handle losing your money, okay, on that sporting event, then you should not be sports wagering. That is the facts. You cannot sports wager and think you're going to be 100% and think that everything you expect to happen is going to happen. And when it doesn't happen, you can't do this. So I feel for Caroline. And by the way, I lost with her too. I did. And I said it the other day. Hey, you know what, people? I should go find that clip. I said, you know what, people? You should not put money on a sport you don't know anything about. And the sad part about it is the people that probably send those tweets to her probably know nothing about tennis. Nothing. They did the same thing I did. They looked at the odds of all the matchups and said, this one gives me the best chance to win. So I'm going to do this one. And she lost. And somebody was like, are you kidding me? I'm going to, and that's exactly what happened. And that's sad and it's disturbing. So I hope the Rome Show community is behind me here. Let's spread the positivity and the love on the athletes. Let's stop spewing the hate. Because what they do is so hard and difficult that only like 2% of the population can even understand what it feels like to be that great at a sport. That people are actually putting money on you to win or lose. That's how good you are? Yeah. We should relax on spewing hate at them. You should not relax on sharing the Rome Show social media, wherever you get the podcast. Is where the podcast is. Yo, listen, every day, 7 a.m., Dingo TV channel 217 and 12ouncesports.com. If you missed any of this show and you want to watch it back, do it on Twitter, do it on Facebook. As long as I'm on Facebook, well, 12OZ Sports will always be on Facebook. Or do it on Dingo TV at noon, because they will re-air the show at noon. All right, we're going to continue on here, and we want to talk some Major League Baseball. So I feel like it's a good time to hit this. So Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani are on historic paces right now in Major League Baseball. And I don't know. Listen, there's a lot to talk about in sports, and most sports networks are going to trend towards football, especially at this time of year. So I think baseball sometimes takes a back seat until we actually get to the postseason. So some people might not actually be realizing how good these two dudes have been all year. So just to give you a little bit of a rundown on what they're doing and the history you're watching. And you just got to take a second and realize this is one of those years where so much is being broken. Right? There are records all over the place being broken by these players in Major League Baseball. There are cool things happening in Major League Baseball all year. I think you're about to hit a period of baseball, much like basketball's coming out of, where you could throw a baseball and probably hit 15 to 25 players that every single person knows or wants to watch, right? I.e. LeBron, Steph, Jokic, Doncic, Tatum, right? Like, and I'm definitely missing people, but you know what I'm saying? Dame Lillard, Kawhi Leonard for a while, Paul George had that, Russell Westbrook when he did the triple-double MVP season. Like, that's been a 15, 20-year run where there is just some great and some awesome stuff that you've witnessed, okay? And that, I think, is where baseball is headed for this next run. And I think that is huge. Now, how baseball markets its stars is on baseball, and how they can continue to grow this game with that opportunity, that's on baseball. But Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani are doing their part. Aaron Judge is looking for a second historic season in his third season in his last three. Okay? I said that wrong. What I meant, 62 home runs in 2022. Okay, currently on pace for that right now in 2024. He's got 51 in 132 games. In 2022, he played 157 games for those 62, the AL record all time. This is not the first time or the second time that Aaron Judge has been in the 50-plus home run category. This is how good this man has been, okay? When he was in his second year in the league, Aaron Judge, this was 2017, by the way, hit 52 home runs in 155 games. Okay. Now, this then started a streak of 3 years where he did not play more than 112 games in a season, and twice barely played 100. Okay. But that was the The 52 home run season in 17 was the put Aaron Judge on the map season. If I remember correctly, was that the season, someone tell me if I'm wrong here, was that the season that Joe Girardi got fired after they went to the ALC championship game? I think that was the season. So they went to the ALC, they went to the ALCS, and then I think Joe Girardi got fired, and then that's when the Aaron Boone time took over. But either way, this is now the third time in his career that he's hit over 50 home runs. That's elite status stuff. Aaron Judge currently has 308 career home runs. Okay. He's 32 years old and he's only been in the league for 9 years. That's a ridiculous amount of homers. And I want you to now think about this. Okay. He played his first season 27 games. In 2020, 28 games. And in 2019, 102. Those are his 3 lowest seasons. Also in 2023, he played 106. So think about where his numbers would be if he merely could have just gotten to the 150 mark in games played every single season. He is 192 home runs away from 500, and he's probably left, I don't know, a full 200 games on the table. And if you think I'm exaggerating, I'm not. If you play 162 games and only play 102, you left 60 games on the table in that one season. And as we've seen, he's proven that he doesn't need 162. He doesn't even need the first month of the season to make sure that he's good and to make sure that he's cooking. All right. So that's what Aaron Judge is doing. So turn the television on the last 30 games for the Yankees, because you're going to see something you've never seen before for a second time in a Yankees uniform. You're going to see it. That doesn't happen. Usually you say, wow, Aaron Judge 62 home run season. Now you're getting it again. So this time, don't miss it. And Shohei Ohtani is about to do something that hasn't been done before. And this is where you have to credit Major League Baseball with their new rules. Okay? Pitch clock, the amount of times you can pick off, all of those things have generated a different type of game brewing in the last 2 years. Okay? That being stolen bases is a huge aspect of this. That's what baseball wanted. They wanted guys running. They wanted action. They wanted excitement. Okay? Well, they got it. And now, in the form of their other best player in Major League Baseball right now, Shohei Ohtani, he is on pace to be the first player ever to have 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases. Right now, Shohei, in the 2024 season, has 42 stolen bases and 42 home runs. He's played in 130 games for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I, personally, am going to combat a lot of people that say, see, look what happens when you just focus on one side of the baseball. Well, actually, here's why Shohei Ohtani is so good, and here's why you should have been watching Shohei Ohtani this entire time. In the 2021 season, he hit 46 homers. In the 2022 season, he hit 34 homers. In the 2023 season, he hit 44 homers, and now he's got 42 homers. You can tell me the stolen bases. Yes, that is a difference, right? He has never had more than 26 stolen bases in a season. Well, now he's not pitching because of the Tommy John recovery. So now he has a chance to be on the base pass more and run and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, the power, the RBIs, the swing, the actual hitting ability, not the base running, has always been there. And you'd argue it's actually gotten better as he's gotten deeper in his Major League Baseball career. So you're watching two historic people. I'm going to answer this question on the backside of the commercial break, and it's been ticking on the bottom of the show. Can you be an all-time great without a championship? Because both Shohei and Aaron Judge have yet to win a title. So on the backside of the commercial break, the Rome Show, 12ouncesports.com, Dingo TV, channel 217. Can you be an all-time great without winning a championship? What's your line? Let us know. Rome Show, 12ouncesports.com.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Yeah. The Rome Show. 12ouncesports.com. Dingo TV, channel 217. If you like what I'm wearing, if you like what I'm drinking out of, RomeShowShop.com. All right. We rolling a question at the bottom of the ticker board. And it's, can you be an all-time great without winning a championship? And we're going to need a full show for this. So my thought process here, and hear me out. I'd like to give you my quick thought on this. All right. And then I would like to collect the thoughts on the people, and I would like to hopefully start the show with this tomorrow. I'm going to put a question sticker on the Instagram and the X, the Rome Show one on both. We'll try and get some stuff out on the other stuff too. But can you be an all-time great without a championship? Here's my initial thoughts. Yes. Yes, you can. Because unfortunately, if you're talking about a team sport, championships, unfortunately, are out of your control. If you're talking about an individual sport, you're literally defined by championships because that's how you get your individual name. No one remembers the golfer, for the most part, as an all-time great that finished top 10 all the time. Why? Because how could he be one of the greatest if he never actually won the individual tournament to staple being the greatest? Whereas as a team, right, you could play on the 49ers for the last 8 years, okay? They've been to 2 Super Bowls, the NFC Championship games. Yeah, they've had 1 or 2 bad seasons in there because of injury, but for the most part, have been an elite franchise, no Super Bowl. But yet that is good enough for you to make greatness. How about Josh Allen? Well, Josh Allen's on the road to a career where it's like, dude, and hey, you could blame him for certain games. I don't want to get into that nitty-gritty, that stuff. No. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, in team sports, there is a factor, Henrik Lundqvist. It's like, dude, I had like a 1.95 save percentage in a postseason, and they just couldn't score. What do you want from me? I can't save the puck and score the puck and play the defense on it too, right? So I do not believe you need a championship in a team sport to be an all-time great, but you have to dominate. Like what Shohei and Aaron Judge are doing, yeah, now you're starting to get into the category of if they never won one. Like we had this conversation about Mike Trout. How does history remember Mike Trout? Because is Mike Trout as good as we all think he is? Because in actuality, the last 6 years have not been as good as the first 8. You're starting to get to 50-50. And now, is it really a career if 50% of it was spent on the IL? These are all factors here, okay? And I know this debate is not a settling debate because some people believe, oh, you got to win a championship. How could Aaron Judge be considered Derek Jeter? when Derek Jeter won 5 championships. Oh, well, here. How about better manager? How about better roster? How about all of those things are a factor? I'm sorry, Aaron Judge can't do what Derek Jeter did if he doesn't have the same resources that Derek Jeter has around him. And by the way, the Yankees in 95 to 2010 are not the same as the Yankees from 2010 to 2025. That's a fact. So yeah, unfortunately, there only might be 4 or 5 shots here for Aaron Judge to win a title, where for Derek Jeter, there were 11 or 12 shots for him to win a title with the same people that have also won titles in a franchise that did anything they could to win a title, where they don't do that anymore. So I ask again, do you need a championship to be an all-time great? We will continue to talk about that tomorrow, Rome Show, 7 a.m. I'm going to pop something up on the screen. Speaking about all-time great, let's talk all-time greatest women's basketball player in the history of the NCAA. And if anybody out there starts rolling their eyes, oh, Caitlin Clark, that is the reason why I'm about to put this graphic up on the screen. So first, let me remove our question. Hopefully you remember it. If you don't, I'll remind you at the end of the show. Check out this statistic, okay? Now go to the Rome Show 1 on Instagram. I hit the Twitter button anyways because it's just like fun to hear the bird go. But anyways, I got this on the Instagram right now, okay? And this is a wild statistic, but I will pull it up on my phone so I can read it for the people. So this is a mid-season report on the Indiana Fever in terms of this is what Caitlin Clark's effect is on not just the WNBA, not just Indiana Fever, but like literally anything she touches. So the jersey sales are up 1,193%. They set the single game team store sales time 4 times. Their ticket sales up 264.6%. Wow, that's reckless. Top WNBA team in total home and away attendance. They've had 38 games nationally broadcasted. That's the most all time. 800 million social media views. That's ranked number 1 in all 6 major sports leagues. That includes the MLS and then the WNBA along with NHL, MLB, NBA, and NFL. 10-time increase in fan interaction with the website and the app, making it to 1.8 million followers. 740% increase in draft beer sold. Fire me up, people in Indiana having a great time. The appearances on the mascot increased 150%, and then 225% increase in partnerships. They have the largest number of team sponsors in the WNBA. Okay, so you tell me this, ladies and gentlemen, you tell me this, other people in the league, you tell me this, Caitlin Clark haters. Is she not great for the game? Is she not phenomenal for the game? I think she's so good, she's good for both sides of the game of basketball. Let me put it this way. When Steph Curry came onto the scene, he transcended the game of basketball to now what we see with threes, long shots, athleticism, all the awesome stuff. Steph Curry changed the women's game when he came onto the scene. Even the ladies wanted to shoot like Steph. Now you're seeing the fruit of those loans because it's Caitlin Clark, right? Now Caitlin Clark has took what she watched Steph Curry do growing up and said, dude, I want to do that for the women's game. And she's doing that for the women's game. That is my comparison here. The jersey sales, the amount of people that want to watch, everybody loving them no matter what team they play for. That is how I see Caitlin Clark, and the numbers prove it. So shout out to K Clark, shout out C Clark, whatever. Shout out to the Fever. It did not look great the first few months because it was new. Now you're looking at going, they're rising up the standings, they're winning more basketball games, and look at all the draw they're bringing to the women's game. So I thought that was cool, and I figured the people on the Rome Show would actually super appreciate that. So good for the Fever. Let's see if they can make the postseason in the WNBA. Let's finish this show right here with some daily bananas. All right. Yesterday, we had a 1-2 day. Speaking of the WNBA, we had the Liberty minus 12.5. They won, I think, on the comeback, but they did not cover. We had Paul Skeens over 7 Ks. He did not get that done. He had 6. He only pitched 5 innings, and then the Pirates blew a huge lead. That was terrible. But we did have the Detroit Tigers with the money line for their 6th straight victory. So shout out Tigers. We were 1-2. We're 73-59 on the year. Did you know that there's college football being played tonight? That is correct. College football on a Thursday. We got Colorado at North Dakota State. I'm going to take Deion Sanders and the boys. I think they're only favored by like 7 points or something like that. I'm just going to take them on the money line. I feel like they're going to come out the gate hot, and then who knows what happens the rest of the year. And then let's ride the Tigers train, ladies and gentlemen. Ride the train, ride the train, ride the train. Give me the Tigers again on the money line against the the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim for our 2 daily banana picks of the evening. I'm going to go ahead and call that as the Rome Show tonight, 12 OC Sports. I think I said tonight. I meant today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk baseball, which we didn't do today, outside of Shohei and Aaron Judge. Answer the question, do you need a championship to be an all-time great, and talk so much more. Andrew Romanella. Peace.
Thank you for listening.